All right. Hi, coaches. Today we're going to talk about tennis. So we'll go through what we would do in emergency with the tennis locations. So first of all, what is an emergency action plan? It's essentially the roles the responders, including the coaches, will play to help save a life. So we break this down by venue because every sport is different and every equipment that they use is different and their locations are different. So we want to make sure that we are making the best choices for each one of those athletes depending on where they're at and what they're wearing. All right, so for most of our outdoor sports, we actually are going to have them follow all the same pathway. So they're going to come up Spanish Fort Parkway, they're going to come down and following these red arrows and go to where they need. So for tennis, they'll just come right through here. There are two gates that you might need to be aware of that might be locked and need to get unlocked. That is the 105 key. So if whatever coach you designate to that position will need to make sure they have a 105 key accessible so they can get the ambulance through to that area. Okay, so they'll come, follow, and then go right on the sidewalk there. Now, I don't usually take the Kestrel to tennis, but tennis is a very, very, very hot playing surface. It's very similar to the asphalt and the turf playing field. So if the turf playing field where I typically keep our wet bulb globe temperature monitor, if that's starting to give us some indication that the weather is really bad and too hot to participate on the turf, I will probably have some restrictions for tennis also. So just be aware of that. This is what our guide looks like on the wet bulb globe thermometer. It's going to actually have a color guide and it will just tell you a reading right on it. It will say green, red, orange, yellow. We very rarely get to black because we are in a drier location. But if it is in the orange or red, we've got a modified practice. So in your cases, that might be let's take some breaks, let's limit the practice to 2 hours or 1 hour, things like that. So there's just a little bit of differences and changes we might need to make that way. If your team is in the weight room or the spin room doing a workout, the ambulance will come down, go through that one gate, and then enter through the doors here to the main gym or spin room or weight room. If the athlete makes it to the training room and then we call the ambulance from there, they'll just continue along that road and then come in through that outdoor entrance on the north side. So here are the roles of the first responders, and the head coach will designate which coach does which role in the case of an emergency. Now, with a team like football, that's a lot of coaches, so each person can have one role. But with a smaller team like tennis, you might have to designate a couple of things, or you may even have to have a designated parent who's always there, or even an athlete or two that could handle in case somebody goes down. So essentially that's going to be the immediate care of the athlete, activation of the EMS by calling 911, and you're going to give them all the information they ask for. Activate the phone tree, which is just essentially who to call next after the ambulance has been called. So that's going to include like calling us as athletic trainers, calling then calling parents, things like that. Getting any emergency equipment we might need, and then helping get EMS to the location we're at. So opening the gates, flagging down EMS, and then helping to control the scene by either moving the bystanders or the team away from that location really seems to help. So that's where you could probably use some of the other teammates, captains, things like that to help move the team out of the way so that they don't have to experience that themselves. We have a variety of emergency equipment. It's typically located wherever the athletic trainers are. So either in the golf carts or in the training room. And then we've got lots of AEDs located around the school. We actually just got 2 more that I haven't updated on here, so I'll explain those. So there is an AED near the welding classroom, upstairs and downstairs faculty rooms, auditorium, the spin room, and there is actually now 2 with us as athletic trainers because we have 2 golf carts and are usually at various locations within the school. So there's 2 with us, and then they actually just put one new one in the indoor practice facility. So we actually have 8 instead of 6 now. We also have emergency ice available outside the training room in a cooler. And then if the indoor facility is getting used on a regular basis, we'll have some in there. And then we also have in the concession stand, that center closet area, there's a big deep freeze in there. We'll try to have 40 or 50 bags in there at any given time, so that if we are not around to give you emergency ice, you can grab some and use that. If you have a team that uses a lot of ice and would like to check out a cooler every day after practice, like softball likes to, we're happy to do that and have a cooler ready for you every afternoon. All right, if you guys have any questions for me, please reach out and let us know.